Really fun. So there are there are three pillars to a successful LinkedIn strategy. The mini workshop I'm going to give today is just around the personal branding part here, just so again we have more time, but we can always talk a little bit more about the two others, so content creation and social selling. When I say social selling, I really just mean having conversations. I feel like people still, maybe sales makes you uncomfortable, or even social selling when that became more of a thing, and then we tried to like automate it and shortcut that, and then the way that like customization is these days, it's almost like too personal versus lack of relevancy. So this is more again just about like having conversations, and so just things to be thinking about like when you're on that platform. But around personal branding specifically, actually really quickly too, I guess, this is a case study I got last week. And what happens when you have all three of those pillars together, you can really like magic really does happen. And so specifically, like in this case, I have an events playbook and it really just ties all that together. But he was able to close this 400K deal in 6 months, down from a normal sales cycle of 18 months because of him doing the real thing in real life and coming back, sharing the content, having the right messaging, and nurturing his even lurking audience, right? He didn't even know this guy was still following him. But it led to this deal pretty quickly. They're an AWS partner. And so it was one of those things where, again, in this world, the sales cycle is typically 18 months. So it was really cool to see this type of win. But what I love about this video, and if anyone wants to see the video, I'm happy to share it afterwards. But he says nobody wants to get bombarded with emails. Nobody wants to be slamming their inbox. It's really driving back towards personal relationships and connections. And that's the thing that's so key about how to approach LinkedIn, is to remember that there is a human on the other side of the screen, right? Because I think we forget that that is what, like, it's other people there. We're not just trying to spam pitch slap people, right? Like it's about building genuine relationships. And that's where real opportunity comes from. And I joke because even though I've built my entire business around LinkedIn, I am on LinkedIn to get off of LinkedIn and build relationships. Like that's where real opportunity comes from. I don't really want to be spending more time than I need to on LinkedIn. Like I don't use social media in my personal life. Like it's kind of crazy that I've actually built a company around social media because I don't want to really be on there, but I am because of all the opportunities that come from it. And it's so amazing what you can create on here just by showing up and being consistent with it. So diving into this little workshop here, I want to talk about your profile itself. And basically what you want to do is turn your profile into a personal landing page so that it's very clear who you serve, how you help them, and what that clear call to action is. So specifically in this part, and another stat that I love, given my background in book publishing, I'm not sure if anyone's heard this, authors have 3 seconds to capture someone's attention with a book cover. On LinkedIn, people are spending 7 seconds right here. It's a really, really long time to be spending just in this section. And so you have a huge opportunity to really shout out what it is that you do for who and how, right? And so your banner, as an example, instead of it just having a logo of your business, or maybe I know a lot of people, for the most part, we always had like beautiful like landscape and rivers and mountains, or even you speaking on stage like that, that's fine to a certain extent, but we really want to be so clear what it is that you do so that as you become more active and people start to see you more, they're familiar with what it is that you do so that they can be talking about you on your behalf as well, on your behalf. Because it's not just about staying top of mind for your network, it's being top of mind for your network's network as well. And so making it really clear, like, I posted yesterday and somebody commented on it really quickly and she's like, oh, I have an opportunity for you. And she didn't even read my post. She just knows, oh, Natasha does LinkedIn. Let's connect. And we actually got on the phone that afternoon and we have an opportunity today, right? Like it's really powerful how this type of stuff actually happens, but it's being very clear, okay, this is what she does. The next piece is your headline. So that's right here. And you really want it to not just be your title, which is traditionally, again, what LinkedIn used to be. You kind of want to, think of it as your positioning statement. I do X for Y, right? So how are you helping people? Who is it you're helping? Being very specific about it. It's important, especially the first 5 to 8 words, because that's what follows you all around on LinkedIn as you comment with people. And when you connect with people on I guess I'll show you really quickly here. When you look at this part, right? Like this is the first few words that show up. You want to make sure that it's intriguing enough that someone's going to hit that accept button versus ignore, right? And so what does that actually look like for you? The other piece that's always nice is to add a personal touch to this, right? Like when you think about when you meet somebody in real life, like you don't just go up and straight pitch them, right? You find some commonalities, common grounds, some threads that you can like bond over and share. It's nice to put something here to make that easier for people, one, to connect with you, but also to give a little more personality, right? Like AI is taking over in so many ways. Don't get me wrong, I use AI all the time, but we want the more humanity you can put into this, the better, just because now I'm really getting to know you versus feel like it's like some stuffy professional CV, right? Like I really want to feel like I'm getting to know you through your profile. And so for me, I was hosting a podcast, which is what I used to have on there. I recently put Lego Flower Power, which you can see behind me. I got a bunch of them. And so it's just a way to connect. And it's a great conversation starter, right? The next piece is that you can have a link on here. So that's that clear call to action. I wouldn't recommend sending people to your website unless there's like a specific CTA on the page that you're sending them to, because the problem with sending someone to your website is they open it up, but then they have a call and then they have too many tabs open and then their computer shuts down like mine does all the time. And then I forget about you, right? So we want it to be very clear, like what is that next step people can take with you so they don't forget about you and move on past it. The final piece here is just like a housekeeping thing for your guys' companies, especially as startups. Like make sure you have a company page with a logo on there, and then make sure it's connected to your personal page so that you actually see this versus just a generic LinkedIn, like two squares, rectangle things that they have there. Like make it look legit. Like not that you just started your business yesterday, like have it showcase here. The next part is your about section. It's counterintuitive a little bit, but your about section is not actually about you. It's about your ideal clients. So you want to be speaking to your ideal clients. Like you see here in my case, like I'm literally saying you, right? Your experience deserves to be known. Talk to them specifically. Like you want somebody to be able to go to your profile, and then when they read this, like they feel like, oh, she gets me, or they solve the problem I have, right? That's what you want to be thinking about and making it so obvious, like hitting the pain points and the things that you're solving. Like make sure you talk about that there so that they're going to be more likely, one, to accept your call, or to accept your request, but then also they might be interested in hearing more about it. And then the next part, you have a featured section here. In case you don't already have featured set up, I'll just show you quickly how you do that because it's not always obvious. Where it says add profile section here, you click into that and then click recommended. And then it says add featured here. And this is just an opportunity where you can reiterate your call to action. So I have a strategy session as an example, or subscribe to my newsletter, but it's with a link that people can go to and actually check out. What about my company page? This is a great question. I get it all the time. And so I put it in here. Traditionally, right, we think of LinkedIn as like company page shares content and then employees, CEO repost it. That's still a fine thing to do, but typically as entrepreneurs, time is not typically on your side. And a way to be thinking about it without having to have two separate content calendars, basically, or content strategies, is to just repost what you're doing on your page. So create from the person and then have your company repost it. It's an authority building hack, so people see the actual face behind the faceless brand, right? And then it's also empowering because the company is then actually posting it. So it's just a kind of a trick around it, basically, so you don't have to be worrying about, but like that it's also not stagnant on its own. The thing that's really interesting though is that algorithmically speaking, although I'm not sure that's a word, only 2% of feeds show company posts now. So even if you're creating posts from your company page, most people aren't really seeing it. So it's just another great way to get visibility without it being just directly through here. And so, regardless of what your goals are, like this, Michael, he in the biotech space got these speaking engagements, right? Also, Ilya, who's in biotech, he's now hosting these industry events where 100, 200 people go to it, and this is just within under a year. And so there's really so much opportunity. This guy is in the VC world and has been having so many conversations with private equity.